Welcome to another episode of Entrepreneurs in Fuego. We're documenting the journey of incredible entrepreneurs. I've been looking forward to this particular interview forever. Laurie Handlers, how you doing, dear?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing fine. I get a feeling I'm going to be doing much better in about 12 minutes or so.
Okay.
Butterfly workshops. Mm-hmm. Explain.
I am a sex and happiness coach. I teach people how to use their bodies the way they were designed to be used for pleasure.
How were they designed to be used for pleasure?
Well, here's the thing. We were born in skin.
Yes.
So skin is the largest sensory organ. And if we were meant to not have pleasure in our lives, then we would have been born in wood or glass or metal.
Are we so uptight?
We are so uptight.
As a society, but particularly here in the United States.
Particularly here in the United States.
That we don't...
I have a big job.
You have a very fertile ground to spread your message.
I do. Teenagers, parents.
Are we afraid to talk about this?
Totally.
Do we make it taboo?
Totally.
Parents to their kids?
Totally.
We're still speaking metaphors about what sex is all about?
Most people never tell. And then there's this whole, so the danger of that is then there's this whole phenomenon that's happening where there are date rape drugs and there are all kinds of things happening on college campuses and on vacations and all kinds of things because people really don't talk about it. It's so in the shadow. It goes into shadow and it comes out distorted and crazy.
Is it because why is that we're so uptight? I mean, is it perhaps of a religious handicap, perhaps, or is it a societal thing? Is it what is it?
The United States was started by Puritans, and then politicians use fear against us, and so when we go into fear, people go more conservative, more right wing.
I was 14 years old.
Yeah.
And we took I think it was a first or second trip to France, and we happened to arrive to the Côte d'Azur. And this is a 14-year-old Latin kid that walks right into the beach.
Good looking too.
Oh, you're so sweet. Do we have enough distance between this? I think the sparks are going to fly. And so I walk into, and there's this topless, all the beach is topless.
Right.
And, we had the little Kodachrome cameras, and we were taking pictures and everything else to take it back home. They were so far ahead from us in terms of their...
And still are.
And they still are.
Yeah, they still are. Yeah, it's a major problem, like bridging the gap between every other kind of education that people receive and the division between body and mind. And it was designed to use against us. So to get that integration, body, mind, and spirit all back together, it takes courage. I've been at this for 20 years.
You've been at this, providing this education, sex education.
Yeah. I always believed there was more to sex than this.
What is this?
Frictional intercourse.
I wouldn't know.
Yeah, I always believed there was... You wouldn't. I'm sorry. I always believed there was more to it. There was a whole lot more to it, but I didn't know how to connect the dots. And then I found...
What did you do before the 20 years?
I was a corporate consultant. I used to work, first of all, I worked in corporate America for a long time, and then I was a consultant. During the Clinton administration, I was a welfare to work consultant. I received awards for my programs, taking people off the welfare rolls and getting them employed. I'm definitely a committed, make a difference kind of person.
Gotcha. And so 20 years ago, you decided to go...
Well, George W. Bush was elected, and all my contacts went to churches. And I didn't own a church, and I don't plan to own a church.
Right.
So I said, well, I was interested in sex. At that time I was studying Tantra, which is a study of sacred sexuality. And I said, well, sex always sells. No government administration is going to determine whether I make money or not, so I'm gonna make it my full-time mission.
Tantra or tantric?
Tantra is the name of the subject. Tantric is the name of a person that practices sacred sexuality.
All right.
So you could say I'm tantric.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. And so we talk about that all the time. I mean, we say this is tantra sex, and we talk about the different sexual positions and everything else. So,
but that's just a guise. The different positions is a way to bring people into some knowledge of it, but it's not about that. It's really about breath, sound, and movement. Very simple.
The 2-hut seat, row his boat, amazing butterfly, wow him, powwow, get down on it. Those are all tantric positions.
Yeah. They have nothing to do with what I teach.
They have absolutely nothing to do with it.
Nothing whatsoever. Those are just meant to call people in to see possibility, but to really seek deeper.
All right.
So seeking deeper has to do with breath, sound, and movement. Has to do with moving the body, breathing in certain ways, and making sound.
So
it's simple.
Okay. So precisely. So you take a group of people. What do your classes consist of?
I have classes that are about 30 people.
Yes.
And I have different formats. So I have 1 day, 3 day, 1 week classes. So they all have different things.
And this is just for couples or for
No.
Anybody.
Okay.
I
only have one couples class.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. Most of my classes are for anybody. I don't discriminate. I don't care what their sexual preference is. I don't care if they have a partner or not a partner. They don't need to be partnered to learn it in their own bodies.
What are these people looking to get out of your class?
They're looking to get happier. They're looking to get more self-esteem and comfortability with their bodies, uninhibited. Being able to speak boundaries. Here's one of the things I do. Can I show you a simple exercise?
I'm your perfect subject.
Okay, so sit facing me.
I'm sitting facing you.
Okay.
Yes.
And we're going to bow.
Bow.
Take a breath. Sit up. And then we make a bubble. So just follow my hands. Go like this. Yeah. No fists.
Oh.
And then this way. And then make a bubble over yourself. And then make a bubble over me. Okay. And now if we were lovers,
yes,
and we were first getting together, I would say to you, tell me your fears, your desires, and your boundaries. And then you would ask me. And we would have a whole conversation long before we touch.
Oh. So it's a little verbal foreplay.
And also it's making a sacred space, making the world go away, and making a sacred space between us no matter where we are.
That's so cool.
Mm-hmm. So it's like a whole conversation that most people don't have. They just kind of grope.
Right. We don't talk about it. There's no communication about it. No. And it is something that we should talk about it.
Yes. So
what
this
do you
is
like?
just a formula to be able to have a conversation with a person, an intimate conversation.
We don't ask our partner what she likes or he likes.
No, we just kind of
assume
fumble in the dark. That's another whole thing. I think that people should make love in the light.
Not in the dark.
No.
We should turn on our lamps.
Some light.
Some light.
Yeah. Yeah.
And not because we want to see.
Well, we make war in the daylight.
Yeah.
But we make love in the dark. Why? I always wondered about that.
Interesting.
If you come home from war, there's a ticker tape parade, all kinds of confetti.
Yes.
But when you make love, you have to like close the blinds, close the curtains, turn the lights off, hide yourself.
Right.
Why?
All right. So what inspired you to get into this? Because
I don't know. I was always precocious.
Indeed. And did you have a partner that maybe encouraged you to?
No, I was precocious. I was very interested in, and I have great communication skills.
Yes.
So I felt this is an area that people are so in the dark about, literally. They need to have somebody who's not afraid to speak common language to people and educate them in how they can connect the dots of their body, mind, and spirit. And I was already doing, long ago, I was doing women's workshops on body, mind, and spirit. And I realized like the women that were coming to me were so hung up. They were just so, they hated their bodies. They compare their bodies to magazine covers. And then if you look at the magazines, or if you just, let's just take Cosmo.
Yeah.
If you look at Cosmo, it says, how to manipulate your man. The whole cover on every Cosmo.
39 ways to manipulate.
To manipulate, to get him to do this, that, or the other. Why would I want to manipulate you? I wanted to speak straight to you, and I want you to speak straight to
Maybe
me.
some of us want to be manipulated.
Well,
But that's an entirely
maybe,
different
yeah,
conversation.
well, according to the media,
Yeah.
I don't believe that.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
So-
So you get all this great results, and the couples become happy with their sex life, and
And individuals become happy too. There's a possibility for them, especially women over 50 who maybe their husband died or something and think there's never a possibility that they're ever going to have sex again.
is monogamy possible?
I don't know. That's all. You have to do a whole other program on that. Let's just say it's not doing too well.
It's not doing too well.
It's
is
very
it?
it's very
It's
overrated.
It's very, isn't it?
Not doing well at all.
It's very
And I'm a person who wants to live forever.
Yes.
So the possibility of one partner in a very long lifetime, I don't know about that. But good luck to everybody who is succeeding. Like I wish them the best, and I'm envious.
What's your favorite position?
Mine?
Yes.
I don't know if I have one.
It's not a trick question.
No, I like them all. Depends on who I'm with and the circumstances.
I think yours is the amazing butterfly.
The amazing butterfly.
I took that out of
I don't know about that. You took that out of my
out of your website. You should check it out. It's very interesting.
The amazing butterfly.
Very informative.
I don't remember having that on my website.
What's your website address?
Butterflyworkshops.com.
Oh, shit, I was on the wrong website.
I don't have positions on my website.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
AmazingButterfly.com.
That is not my website. My website is butterflyworkshops.com.
I was in some kind of porn website then. That's
I'm
what
sure.
Just messing with you.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. You're fascinating. It is uncomfortable to talk about these things, right?
It's a fascinating subject.
It is
I could talk about it forever.
I bet you.
And I do.
I bet you can.
I do. May I say something about my book?
You may.
Okay, so I have a book,
Yes.
Sex. I didn't bring it, so I apologize for that.
That's
but
right.
I have a book, Sex and Happiness.
Sex and Happiness.
And that's how I decided to call myself a sex and happiness coach. I also have a radio show, Sex and Happiness.
All right.
So instead of saying to people I teach Tantra, because it's too esoteric to explain to them what that is,
Indeed.
one day, after years of having this book and having this radio show, Sex and Happiness, I realized, oh, I'm a sex and happiness coach. And anytime I say that to people, they totally get it. They
Yes.
just go, oh. And I believe they go together. If you're really sexy, you're really happy. If you're really happy, you're really sexy.
Beautiful.
And I don't know how they go, I don't know how to pull those two things apart.
And your book is where? Can we get
Sex
it on
and Happiness,
Amazon?
you can get it on Amazon. You can get it from my website, butterflyworkshops.com. And you can get it at my workshop.
I swear I was on that side where I saw all these things.
I don't know any of those. And I actually don't care about them. See, I teach people something. Wait, I'm going to give you a tip. I teach people something called Latihan,
Yeah?
which means moving in the unknown.
Oh.
And one of the things I teach people is to
Yes.
give up their groove, like the way they have to be made love to in order
Yeah.
to have a peak orgasmic experience. Like I say, let go of that and move in the unknown. Don't use positions, prescribed techniques, nothing. Go to the unknown, pray for the unknown, for the new, for the fresh, for the different. It never gets old.
I'll do that next time I look at myself in the mirror. And with that, we're out.